Hello everyone, welcome to my lecture on the topic business cycle. In this topic we are going to learn about the definition of business cycle, the different stages in a business cycle, its characteristic features, and then the importance of the business cycle in an economy. Let us start with the introduction to the business cycle. The business cycle is a macroeconomic concept and it is a natural expansion and contraction of economic growth that happens in an economy over a period of time. The rise and fall of a gross domestic product defines the start and end of a business cycle, which is also known as a trade cycle or else a economic cycle. Now basically, the economic activities measured in terms of production, employment, income move in a cyclic manner over a period of time and gives rise to a different stages in this process. In our next slide, here a graphical representation of a business cycle is represented where we are able to understand how there will be an expansion and contraction happening in the economic activities when there is a change in the gross domestic product in the economy over a period of time. Now here on this particular graph we are to begin with. The first stage will start from here, that is the trough stage. The next one is expansion stage. The next one is peak stage and the recession stage. Now advancement from the trough stage to the expansion stage, we called it as a recovery stage, and through this recovery stage slowly the cycle extends to the next stage, that is expansion stage. Then it moves on to the peak stage, which can also be termed as boom stage. Now again, after this highest attainment of the business cycle, gradually again it drops down, slowly receding or slowly leading to the recession stage. Now altogether there are 5 stages that have been observed here. One is trough stage or else called as a depression stage, recovery stage, expansion stage. The next one is boom stage and recession stage. Now in the next slide we'll look into in detail about the various characteristic features of the business cycle. The first one is trough stage or a depression stage. This stage is characterized by pessimism and a complete despair everywhere in the economy. Its main characteristic features are as follows. That is, a large scale of unemployment is prevalent due to the lower level of or a completely reduced level of activities or economic activities in the economy, which leads to unemployment, which leads to lower wages, as well as high rate of business failures are mostly seen in this particular phase. And there will be a contraction of the credit. Contraction of credit is nothing but investments from the investors or the banking institutions. The credit or the investment from these sectors or these set of people will be very much contracted when a business is experiencing a depression stage or a trough stage. Now this particular situation, people start thinking about new innovations, A ray of hope appears on the business horizon and economy starts recovering slowly. Slowly takes a recovery path. This particular next stage, we called it as a recovery stage. At this stage, there will be a slight improvement in the productional activities happening. That is, slowly the investment starts pouring in, or the banks or the investors start investing in the business activities or the economic activities of the business, and there will be a slight improvement observed in the productional activities, which give rise to the employment opportunities, which gives rise to employment opportunities that will be on a increasing phase or increasing slowly. The prices will be rising. That gives rise to earning of profits, or the reasonable amount of profits by the firm, and investors come forward to invest in the organizations or the firms, and pessimism will be replaced by optimism. The third stage of this business cycle is expansion stage. This stage is characterized by the increase in production activities, increase in employment opportunities, expansion of bank credit is clearly observed, or the banks or the financial institutions come forward in extending loans and advances to the companies to take up its economic activities, to support their increased economic activities. Then the prices of the goods and services will start rising, and there will be large number of businesses start coming up in this particular phase when the firms are operating at their expansion stage. That is a clear indication, or a clear indication to the others to come up and take up their business activities in this particular stage. Now this expansion path leads to the next stage in the business cycle, that is a boom or a peak stage. The boom or a peak stage, this stage is characterized by a rapid expansion of business activities. That is, there will be a huge amount of demand for the commodities or the products, goods and services, that gives rise to a rapid expansion of business activities, that is production of goods and services. With this rapid expansion of goods and services, the sales will be increased, prices will be at higher level, and profits also will be at its peak stage. Generally the firms tends to earn supernormal profits in this particular stage, and there will be a constant heavy flow of investments that can be visibly seen. Full employment leads to a spurt of inflation, that is, there will be a high amount of employment observed in the economy that gives rise to the spurt of inflation. That means that gives rise to a onset of inflation to set in into the economy. And increased production puts a lots of pressure on the natural resources. That is, the natural resources are overexploited here. Overexploited. Due to severe competition, some firms will be thrown out of the market, leading to a recession stage again. Due to this high level of operations, the most strong companies which are potential enough in withstanding the competition or in withstanding that particular phase in its business cycle, will be sustained in the market, leaving no scope for the other competitors or the other businesses which are less efficient enough in operating. Now, the boom stage again will lead to the recession stage. Business firms will be facing scarcity of natural resources in these cases here, because these natural resources have been overexploited when the firm was operating in a boom stage, when it was in a boom stage or a peak stage. Bank will start recovering loans and hesitate to lend fresh loans because when the observation of the lower economic activities or business related activities are observed, the banks will be on a high alert, or they will be on a safe side, and initiate the recovery of loans, and do not encourage giving or extending further loans and advances to the firms. Investments will be reduced, leading to reduction in employment. It leads to less income, less demand for goods and services, and very normal profits, very less profits are earned by the firms in this particular stage. Many firms wind up or collapse, and it paves the way for depression again. Now, if the firm is not going to take essential measures in order to revive from this recession stage, there is no other option making itself falling into the depression stage, or completely winding up of the organization, or will be the last resort for the firms. The next concept is importance of business cycle. Now, why this business cycle or understanding of business cycle is important for anyone? The business cycle plays an important role in shaping the economic landscape and is a crucial element of economic analysis. And understanding it can help policymakers or the top level managers or the government officials or at the government level, businesses and individuals to prepare for and respond effectively to economic fluctuations. This helps them to take up various investment decisions, risk management strategies, and financial planning activities for its future growth and sustainability, or stable growth. At last, managing and mitigating the impact of the business cycle is essential for sustaining the long-term economic growth rate stability, welfare for individuals and society as a whole. So put together, these are the importance of the understanding the concept, this particular concept, that is business cycle, for both the individuals, for the business organizations, as well as for the government, as well as the society as a whole. Here I am going to end up the session for today. Thank you.